Hello folks, today I brought this to unbox, but I think we might just like pull this right out of the box and play it. It's a really simple game. It's pirates and little boats.
Mm-hmm. It's right up Sean's alley. Yeah.
How could I not play pirate boat game? So we're going to unbox this. We're going to do an unboxing. There'll be time codes down below for whatever part of this makes sense to you. But we're going to unbox it. We're going to cut the cameras off and we're going to play it and enjoy it.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
And then we'll come back and we'll tell you if maybe you should pick this up or not. And how it is with two players, which is kind of like usually two players in games like this don't usually work out too well. But we'll see.
We shall see.
Plunder, A Pirate's Life. Oh.
Now, you played this one time before, is that right?
Yeah, shout out to Mandy and Rob.
Yeah.
They brought it over to the Good Times Game House in Knoxville, Tennessee for their board game club night and played it with me.
The old Good Times Game House. I feel like I should have let you open this, but...
Good Game House. Oh, pull it open. Look at him just stripping it.
Oh, getting that plunder out.
Plunder.
Plundering away.
So, it is a box. It is a black box with gold writing.
It's got a nice, soft little, like, whatever you...
Sort of a matte finish.
Yeah, yeah.
This is from 2020.
Standard box size, so it'll fit right alongside all of your other boxes.
This is a pirate game, if that's not obvious.
Oh, this is a pirate game? I didn't realize that.
Oh, it is. It is a pirate game. It's a pirate game you should play on September 19th, which is International Talk Like a Pirate Day, which is just like kind of a guttural Australian accent.
Yeah,
as best I can do.
A mix of every accent.
This is an exceedingly simple game, which is why I believe I could, unlike Frostpunk, I could just pull out of the box and play it immediately.
Right.
And I've had a play of it before.
Now, how would you compare this, just knowing that you've played it, to, well, maybe we'll get into more of that a little bit later, but I immediately am thinking of Tiny Epic Pirates, and that's a simple game, and this looks like a more developed version of that game.
But the scale of it, because they're not limited by the little box, I think that they throw in a bit more. You can customize your pirate ship a lot, which is something I really appreciate about this game. It's got some randomness in just the right ways, a couple of dice throws, but not too many dice throws. It's got some little mitigation things you can do for your dice throws, which is for movement or attacks and stuff. Cool. And you're spinning a wheel to kind of move this big tempest, this storm around the board and stuff. And for your buried treasure, which kind of moves, like every time somebody uncovers one of these X's, it teleports over to something else. So you get to read a card for what you got, and then it goes somewhere else, and people go get it. So the object of this game is to get 10 points.
Plunders.
Yeah, plunder points or something like that. And, it looks like it's got an insert. Let's take a look inside here. So here we have, these are player aids. These player aids describe the different resources and what they cost to build the different upgrades for your ship. Which color do you want to be?
I usually like something that stands out. A lot of times I will go with yellow. Yellow's fine. I've already got it in my hand. So. Yeah.
Well, that's the way we do things. The easiest way possible. I'm guessing these numbers are going to go together in this particular order. Yeah. Would you like to maybe assemble that? This is the edge of the board. We are literally pulling this out of the box to play.
Yeah, we'd never get the opportunity to do this.
This doesn't happen a lot.
I thought maybe since Sean knows how to play this game, he has played it. He's watched some extra rules videos recently too. So we're pretty confident that we're going to be able to pull this straight out of the box and play it today.
Sure. I've learned in that special way that I learn how to do things, which is by not reading the rule books at all and watching other people.
I'm imagining there's corner connections. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, and there should be letters on one side and numbers on the other. It's a fairly big board.
Letters on one side, numbers on the other?
Yeah, so here's the letters.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'll keep poking this stuff out if you want to keep pulling this stuff out.
And here is the game board. The game board's broken up into these little squares. The artwork on it's really nice. They have these islands. These islands have different powers. This is how difficult it is. How difficult it is to take them over is the amount of skulls on them.
Okay.
And sometimes you'll see an anchor. That's a port that you can go into to go land on the island. So if you wanted to go there, that's the entrance.
Cool.
Looks like there's 1, 2, 3, six of these. I'm guessing 1 by 1, 12-inch by 12-inch boards.
That's nice. On the back of this, I'm imagining this is around the board's going to sit, and this is going to be a perimeter. But they give you nice little coded sections here, so you know where to line
so you're putting just the right one on.
So you know where to line them up at, just like Catan.
Nice. This little plastic piece here is the storm. And this storm's going to move around. Nice insert for this. I love an insert, especially when you've got big chunky pieces. This is it's vacuum formed, but it's a really nicely done one. Mm-hmm. It's not like that. I thought it was going to be hard plastic at first, but no.
But it feels like substantial. Doesn't feel like that extra brittle, shiny plastic, black plastic that you tend to get.
And here in a bag are the components for the spinny dials, and I'll be assembling these kind of randomly determine where the storm is, and also where the where different things land. There's stuff that'll move around on the board. Here, and something I really like too is they've got different compartments for every player color. The bonus for this that would have made it just a little bit better is if you could pull it out and hand it to someone, like the whole thing. But this is great. This game was
not complaining too much. Yeah, as far as inserts go, this is not bad at all.
This game was I think I got it for $35.
Oh, nice.
This is kind of a.
I mean, this almost looks like one of those games that, especially if you're finding it at a good sale price like this, I would. Immediately, just on first impressions, I would not be opposed to owning this game myself while Sean also owns it.
Yeah, I mean it's a good price. Now, I'm not always around.
Yeah.
So this is the kind of thing I probably would have. I don't know if it would have captured my interest. I already have a lot of pirate stuff. Also have 5 Snowpocalypse games, so I don't know what I'm saying here. Yeah. Apparently, if I like something, I'm just going to keep buying stuff for it. There's several decks of cards here. Let's see. I think this one here is the X with the X on it.
Stay out of the shot while you're doing that.
This is the X marks the spot. It's be inadvertently a setup video too, right out of the way.
I know it. Right?
This is a straight up Quackalope style gameplay.
I'm just bouncing around Sean while he's doing his thing here.
When I went to Quackalope's place, I was skeptical. I'd heard that he keeps his stuff in cellophane until he plays it.
Well,
and I tend to I break my stuff up instantly. Do you?
Usually, yeah, unless I'm trying to make a video like this.
Yeah. It's funny now that you started making content. It's like suddenly the products are a little bit different.
It's like you don't want to immediately. Can I do this? Oh, I might be able to do this without the thing falling apart. Hey, that thing actually stayed together pretty well.
You did it.
I did it. It's almost in the shot too.
Oh, we can move that. It's zoomed in a little bit. So.
That's okay.
All right, so in fact, let me pull into the box here. Yeah, nice little compartments for each of the things. I've already pulled out the red ones.
What do you got?
So I'd like to be.
Everybody's got. Yeah, I'm just pulling a random one out now. So everybody's got 3 little chunky little boats.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh wow, 6 players.
That's good enough.
Oh. Teamwork.
Oh. So these boats are they feel nice in your hand because they're not little light pieces of plastic.
No, they're chunky.
And they got nice inserts for all the cannons and whatnot, I guess, that you can put on it and your masts. Cool. Let's put the brown back in. Go ahead and pull out yellow, might as well. This yellow is kind of a greenish yellow. Pirate yellow. They didn't have...
you call it pyro.
They didn't have Tide. For pirates, you would have thought they would have had some Tide to clean this with.
So it's got different... There are different resources here. And they're represented by these cards. So here we have what I think is supposed to be rum, but it looks like beer to me. That doesn't look like beer.
I mean, rum's not usually bubbly, but it's kind of the outside, I guess, is what it's.
Then we have gold, and the gold, you know, the doubloons that reads like gold. That's great.
These dice are kind of nice. Wait, I gotta do. Gotta start low and bring it up. Yeah, these have some nice color to them. And
yeah, they're kind of custom too. That one's got like a little storm one and stuff.
Oh yeah, there's a.
I think you're kind of meant to attack with. They're all D6s, right?
Yeah.
But I think you're meant to attack with one. Oh, anytime you roll a 1, the storm moves. So that's why they have a little.
Ah.
This one is the wood resource.
Got this little.
That's the
square thing.
That's the storm.
Oh, okay.
That'll be moving around. And this last one,
okay.
This last one, I'm pretty sure is something from Pier 1 Imports. That's kind of that. It's got that finish. Maybe it's steel or something. It looks like rivets or something on there. But I always imagine it's like something from like Tuesday morning.
Do these sails? Do they immediately go on your boat, or are these added on as you go?
Those are things that you can buy, and I think each boat can hold.
Probably increases their speed or something.
Yeah, each boat can hold 2 of them.
Okay.
And you get +1 movement for every sail.
All right.
And they also can hold 2 cannons, and you get +1 attack, just like the sails. Mm-hmm. And what it costs to get them is basically divided amongst these 4 resources, which you'll gather in different ways throughout the game. And what they cost is all listed down on your player aid. So it's real super simple. You get these things, you upgrade your ships. You can put more ships out. You start with 1 that's like with a full crew. And then you can buy more.
These don't go in easy, do they? Am I going in the wrong hole?
Those are the guns, and they go in the front.
Wait, is this the front?
No, that's the back.
That's the back?
Yeah. Your little crew goes in the back part.
Oh, okay. Well, these... Oh. Am I sticking the wrong...
Yeah.
I'm sticking the cannon in, that's why. Okay. I'm sticking the cannon end of the cannon into the peg, but those are cool. They just kind of sit right on. I mean, that kind of really hits that toy aspect of the game that you enjoy, but...
And they're big chunky toys. Like the Tiny Epic Pirates even wasn't quite so weirdly proportioned.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's fun on top of being a little strange.
Well, Tiny Epic, they're always obviously trying to jam a bunch of like way too much into these small boxes, and so like one of the things I know is people would complain about the boat size and because they had these little cubes that you were using for the resources, and you had to kind of pop them. It was like little fiddly for that reason. These don't look like they're going to be too fiddly. These nice chunky pieces.
I like that. I like that they bothered to make an insert for it. I haven't checked like how sleevable the cards are. You do shuffle these. These are the kind of like little random things that we'll be finding and stuff. Mm-hmm. So at least these you probably want to sleeve, and these look like standard card size.
Yeah.
In fact, all of these look like standard card size, and then this is, I forget what you call these little ones.
We got these. These are like probably the only cardboard pieces in the game, other than like the board itself and the little.
My goodness, you're right.
Yeah.
And the player aids.
Yeah, and the edges. It's kind of nice to have player aids and a little thick cardboard.
Yeah, I like that. more durable.
I guess these are just the X marking the spots.
Those will be like little waypoints that we're trying to get things.
Now these though are the people that your crew.
Yeah, those are your crew. They've got little hats. If you look at them real close, they've got those little hats.
Yeah,
I think they're neat. We'll take some good close-up pictures too of this on the game board if you want to see that part. So we're gonna get this out of the way and go through the setup and figure it out.
I'm still playing with it. I'm just pushing the pieces together.
You go ahead. You
do you. You do you.
But we'll play this and we'll be right back with our review or first impression type review of
look at that little boat.
Plunder. Look at that boat.
All right, we'll see you in just a moment.
Oh my gosh!
And now we've been plundered.
Oh man, we have just time traveled up. Like how long we didn't time it?
I don't know. That was what, like, no, start to finish.
It was a good length. I'd say it's probably at least an hour.
I mean,
it takes a little while to get to the 10
At
points.
The point of us setting the game, like when we got off the video last and we set the game up and we played through a game, it probably took like two hours, two and a half. Maybe?
I'd say probably 2 hours, but it was literally our first time out of the box with the game, and I haven't played this in a couple of months. So, and watching a couple of videos on YouTube does help a lot.
Yeah.
But there are sometimes it gets into the nitty gritty with like this particular thing or that particular thing with the rules. I think if we went to replay it again, like if we just stopped and played this again from go, it would be an hour or so.
Oh
probably.
yeah. It's not a long game, I don't think. Well, you played it with 6 people.
Well, with 6 people, it can take a while to go around, but what's cool is the turns are really, really simple. Mm-hmm. There's a very small set of things that you're able to do, and it's basically move and do your thing. You know, either you get to an X or you don't. Yeah. So, if you get to an X, you read the card and do what it says. And I wasn't confused at all through the whole thing. There were just a couple of little things like timing and stuff like that, but this has a great rule book.
Yeah, you know, some of these games you get really used to a lot of rule sets that different games use, and so like we were having questions on like, wait, can you do this? Because we were trying to make the game a little more complicated, I think, than it really is, because it's a very simple game. And we're like, wait, can you attack an island and then move again afterwards? That was one of our things, and then we started off thinking that you couldn't because we're so used to games being a little bit more like, you know, nitpicky with the little rules like that. And then after we played through a couple, we were like, wait, no, I think you can do that. And so then pretty quickly we came back to the more simplistic idea of what this rule set's using.
Even with a simple rule set, there's maybe a little bit of evolution of understanding on your first play, but this is one that you could break out with those 13-year-old kids and those younger folks and stuff. They'll pick this right up.
I honestly think, and I was telling Sean this, you know, midway through the game, I was getting a lot of Catan vibes with the game. Not because the game, I mean, it doesn't, I don't feel like, oh, this is another version of Catan. It's absolutely a different game. But you have the resource cards, you have the trading that you can do, which we, as a 2-player, didn't, you know, it's you're not going to have much trading, and in that way, it like kind of like with Catan doesn't work at 2 players real well. The trading aspect, I don't think, it's going to be extremely situational for 2 people to decide that they want to trade, because you're automatically helping somebody with that. But the point system in the game, we're going to 10 points. And that's the same thing you do in a standard version of Catan. The points can trade back and forth because you get a point for every island that you own. You get a point for every ship, but ships can be killed. Islands can be taken over. Points can trade hands. These what do they call these? Do they have a name for this?
X marks the spot.
You have these little red X's that you're hitting on the map, and they're like points of interest, and they cause some piratey thing to happen. And a lot of the times they're kind of swingy because they'll do something really big against the other person, like like what was one of them? I did one of them take all the gold away or something?
Yeah. Stuff that'll take all your gold away or all someone else's gold away.
Or cause a damage, and it might be the last person they have on their ship, their last health point on the ship. And so you could just automatically sink somebody's ship. So and that takes a point away from them.
They're fairly brutal, and they're not always positive.
Yeah.
None of them were like terrible. Well, for the person that pulls the card. I guess there's probably some in there that are worse, and we only got about halfway through the deck of cards in our little 2-player game.
Yeah, really luck based though. Again, similar to Catan's level of luck, I think this game has a very similar level of luck to it. I enjoyed playing this at 2-player. I don't think I would enjoy like those variants that people do for Catan to try to make a 2-player work. I did enjoy this at 2-player, but I can like just straight off from the first playthrough, I can definitely see how this game is not best at 2 players.
Yeah.
I think the luck factor in these cards that you get mean that somebody is going to tend to get like a lot better setup. And if you're playing with 3, I would really say this would probably, I mean, just from my impression, like a 4-player game, this is probably best at.
Yeah, I would say 3 or 4 would probably be. I don't know from experience because I've played it at 2-player and I've played it at 6-player. At 6-player, it was okay. It just took a while to get your turn again. I think 3 or 4-player would be very reasonable amount of time.
Well, my main thought process on that is that you can gang up on the person that's getting all the points. So if you're playing a 4-player game, one person's not going to have the opportunity to just have luck in their favor and immediately run away with the game. Which, I didn't immediately run away. Like there wasn't anything really immediate, but it was like I kept getting luck in my favor, and I was just steadily progressing. Where Sean was not getting as much luck in his favor, and it was just purely luck. He's
a product of good karma. Yeah. You're a product of good karma. I need to pet a dog or help an old lady across the street or
just
something.
Grow your hair out, and
that's where he gets his power.
The ohm power comes in when the hair grows out now.
But what's cool, the board, we didn't realize it at first, but the board, you leave off 2 panels and becomes like a 2-player board. So that with the 2 players, you only play with the 4 of the 6 panels. So I was relieved that at least the board isn't so huge. They had something in mind for that. But you don't really experience all of the game. I think it's fine at 2 players. Not my favorite duel kind of game, but it's if all you got is 2 players, it's still kind of fun at 2 players. But you don't experience all the different things. Like we had no inclination to really trade.
No. And
there was no alliances. You can't really make an alliance with your only enemy.
Right. And one of the things that they take out in the 2-player game is they take out the merchant islands that you would have. So in the normal set, from what I remember flipping through the rules, is that there's going to be 2 islands that have these little it's like a little barrel on it, and it just, for whatever reason, a barrel means that there's a merchant there. Because I guess merchants just only deal with barrels in this world. But if you were to land on a merchant island, you could then trade independently of another person. And so
2 of the same resources can become any other resource.
Any other 2 of the same resource?
You could trade any 2 resources to get any other
one. Yeah.
So 2 rum to get a wood.
Honestly, I would almost want to go against the vanilla rules and see what that does on a house rule of just playing with those and seeing how that would set up the game differently, because you still have to have the resources to trade, but it would mean that if one person was just off on a merchant island near, by themselves, and they happened to get those X's showing up nearby, then they could utilize those and maybe be able to keep beefing themselves up, especially if they were running behind on the luck factor of the game. I don't know.
I was kind of wondering why. I mean, you can still trade
yeah.
if the ships pull up next to each other. You can offer a trade, or you can just threaten each other.
I think they're trying to force the trade like to happen more, but it doesn't. I don't think that really works in the game to like try to force two people to trade unless there was a rule in it that said that if you could force someone to trade.
Well, you can threaten them. So I can say, give me some wood, or I'll attack your ship, or something like that. That's true.
But all your ships have 3 health to start off with, and so even if you win the duel, you're only taking 1 of their health away, and we only fought once in the whole game.
Yeah.
And even though I was set up to continue to fight, I just backed away because I didn't. Even having, if you got 2 cannons on your ship, so most you can have, that's just an extra 2 points to your roll. So even one person that has no cannons and somebody that comes in with 2 cannons doesn't mean that they're going to win against them. And if you have one,
still roll a 1.
Yeah. And if you have one beefed up ship, you don't really want to lose it because it's hard to beef your ship up that much. So
yeah, you got a beefed up ship, but only 1 life on it. You might not want to risk it on something that's going to luck out and roll a 6 on you or something.
And you have a better opportunity to gain like points off of just saving yourself away from attacking somebody else and going towards the islands, because if you can attack the island, you only have to win once.
And it doesn't attack you back on its next turn.
Right. And you get the extra resources at the start of your turn based off how many flags you have. So it's really pushing you to go to the islands more than the people.
It's really a better advantage, really, to take the islands, isn't it?
It is, yeah. So, I mean, that's just the way it seems to be pushing you more. So I don't really know what they could do with, like, if they were to ever think about having like a more engaging dual rule set that they could push into an expansion with this game. I'm sure there's some ways that they could tweak things to make it better as a 2-player game, but it's really more of a 3-4 player game, I think, overall.
Yeah, I think so too.
But the boats are fun and they're cute.
I thought the components were very solid, and they're simple.
Yeah.
They're game components that we're all used to. Standard size cards. You got these little spinny dials, which are very satisfying. Yeah. I have to say, I really love spinning these dials up and putting things in random places.
Now these resource cards are actually thinner than
are they?
than the Red X cards. So these might be more of that wingspan size. I'm not sure exactly, but they are a little thinner than the.
They are a different size.
The Red X size. So I think those Red X's are standards. I sleeve a lot of cards, so I feel like I have somewhat of a personal reference for these. So you will have, if you do want to sleeve the cards, and both of these decks do have to get shuffled. So if you are like me, and anything that you want to shuffle, you want to sleeve, you have to think about
just easier,
that. But otherwise, the cards I think are pretty solid on their quality. They don't have that thick linen finish to them. They're not like textured or anything, but they have something on them, like a coat or something on them that gives them that kind of softer feel, like that. That's a matte. I guess it's the matte finish or whatever that they put on it. So it doesn't feel like I've had some really cheap cards, like going back to like a standard set of Catan or whatever. Like they use these really super thin,
real
thin,
pulpy.
Cheap, real thin, cheap cards that just serve their function. But you're not really having to shuffle those resource cards anyway, so it works fine for the game or whatever. But I do appreciate that these are just a little more substantial than your cheapest version of cards. But take it as you will.
This really feels like a game that I would see for $50, $60. The big chick, whoa, can't speak. The big chunky components. I don't know what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Big chunky components. A lot of plastic in here, and a lot of like a high player count worth of components too.
Yeah.
So
that is true. Yeah. These ships are really nice for what they are. They're extra. I think they're extra chunky just because they want them to be able to fit in these square grid that it has on it. But like they're nice though, and those little pegs, they feel weighty. They're a huge component of you actually playing the game, so they feel important on the board. I do like those. That's probably, it's my favorite, definitely the favorite thing of the components of the game are the ships themselves. And it's kind of nice that they didn't just go with some real standard dice, even though they're just using D6s. They colored them in a way. It's kind of nice if you're battling. You know exactly which dice is whose when you're battling. So you're picking the gray, I'm picking the red. You flip them both. You don't have any question. Wait, was that my die or your die? If they bounce together,
and another die just for your movement, which made sense because you want to remember what you moved and roll separately, like for any attacks that you do during your turn and stuff.
Yeah,
and it's got the little storm thing over the one and stuff. Yeah, it's good.
I enjoyed it.
I'm trying to remember. What website was that I ordered? Was it Game Nerds? Or was it?
Yeah, it was Game Nerds.
Yeah, so I got this on Game Nerds on sale, 10% off or something like that. I think it was already marked down, and I got an additional.
They did it. Yeah, they did they're doing this newsletter, and I think it was with their first newsletter, they were pulling out an extra $10 discount for people. And did you get to double up on that discount or something?
I think so. It's hard to tell. I got this and Frostpunk at the same time, so. It was just enough of a discount to push me over the edge on that one too. So
I don't know why, but for some reason, Game Nerds doesn't charge us tax maybe I shouldn't put that on there because I want to keep that going. But they don't charge us tax in Tennessee. But I know other people I've talked to in forums say, yeah, they always charge us tax. So I don't know if there's some weird rule with ordering things online that they're able to take advantage of with Tennessee. So we tend to get a lot of stuff from them because of that. You said you paid about $35 for
Yeah, I got it for like $35 and free shipping because I bought like a big expensive Frostpunk game to go with it.
So if I find this game around that same price point, I would be apt to want to have it on my shelf as well because I think it's a real easy game to get out, real easy game to teach. It's simple enough. I think you could play this with your family if you wanted to have people that don't want to get into these heavy board games. They might look at this, somebody doesn't know board games at all, and you pull this out, they go, oh, maybe this is, but it's not complicated at all.
And it's not intimidating. The ships are fun to look at, and like there's nothing here. There's not like a whole bunch of iconography going at you. Like there's only, 3 icons on the board, like a barrel, a skull, and an anchor.
Yeah,
and then all of those make sense. I mean, so
it is more simple than Tiny Epic Pirates.
Oh yeah, by a lot.
I was comparing that a lot when we were first pulling the game out of thinking of Tiny Epic Pirates, but it is definitely more simple. There's also no solo. Characters in the game that you're dealing with, so there's not there's no way to play this solo. So in any solo game, it does complicate the game too because you have to run an AI at the same time. I don't know how an AI would really even work in this game. Might be able to figure it out, but I don't know if there's any expansions coming out. You said this came out in 2020.
Yeah, right? 2020. Likely. So probably. Well, you never know. You never know. They pop back up every now and then. I'm not even sure who makes this. Did we read that out?
I don't know. I don't know where you're. Oh, at the back of the board, it's right over here. I guess you could probably get it off of the Lost Boy Entertainment. He's a lost boy. Neverland.
Lost Boy Entertainment. So, good job, Lost Boy Entertainment. I don't know why your board game's on sale, but I sure as hell am glad it was because we had a great time playing it.
It's solid.
I look forward to it. I'm going to bring this. This is a great one. This is like a take over to your family's house at Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think
play with a bunch of people and just a real simple, easy game where even at 6 people, the turns are so quick and everybody's involved because when you play this card, sometimes it involves other people. It doesn't just involve you when you hit all these little things and things are moving throughout every turn. Pretty much things are moving around, so you stay really involved in between turns. And I think that this would be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, the luck that goes on in this game is going to lend itself really well to people that aren't into like
it mitigates skill.
Yeah.
And that's what helps the kids. Like if you want to play with little kids and stuff, they'll be thrilled to like beat up on you because they got to roll a 6 or something and you roll a 1. They love that.
Yeah, or the little red, those little red X's just happen to show up super close to where your ships are at. Like I had some turns where I was able to take 2 and 3 of those all in one turn, so it was fun, satisfying for me, not so satisfying for Sean on the receiving end of some of those, but that's the luck of the game.
I released a little girly yip when I rolled 1 and it landed right next to me. Yippee!
Yeah,
so yeah, it's fun. Yeah, I definitely recommend it, especially if you get it on sale. I'm not sure. I think the normal retail price was like $50.
And even that,
that would be pretty close.
I don't mean to just keep going back at Catan, but Catan's also retails at $50. Similar level of difficulty. If you have family members that enjoy sitting around playing Catan, if they've enjoyed that in the past, I think this is absolutely going to be up the same alley. So,
and if you want more strategy or something like that, maybe look at Tiny Epic Pirates.
Yeah.
Or I was trying to think. The only other one with boats that I think of may be the Explorers. That's a really different game.
There's definitely I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head, but I know there's another like a more involved pirate game that's essentially the same like ideas of what's going on.
Like different from the North Sea.
Yeah, no, it was another one where you had I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but I know there's at least one other like more complicated pirate game that you could get if you wanted people to, that were more into like heavy strategy.
Want to be hardcore pirates? Hardcore!
Parkour! Hardcore!
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 R. Yes, we had a great time. I think you will too.
Lots of R's in this game. You will
R.
be talking like a pirate very quickly.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. Is it's really fun to talk like a pirate as you read the cards.
Yeah. Lots of pirate banter.
I want to make sure that made it into the video.
Yeah.
And folks, that's all we got for you today. Click like if you like this video. Be sure to subscribe to Owen and I if you'd like to see us again. I know we'd like to see you again. If you'd like to see more reviews, there's a playlist right here with all kinds of reviews. And the computer really wants you to pick this video for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe you should click and find out. Until next time, enjoy your games, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.